Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our One Piece podcast. Today we are talking about Chapter 1030 and Chapter 1031. With me, as always, are Luke and Kyle. And yeah, so 1030 and 1031 last week and this week, and these ones are mostly focusing on Sanji, and we get some Big Mom stuff going down, and then some kind of um, scattered other stories. I guess Brook is another relatively large story going on during this, but I don't know. These chapters were interesting. There was a lot of new powers and stuff introduced in the chapters that I was a little iffy on some, and a little more like interested or like okay with others. Um, what do you guys think of these two chapters overall?
It's
I don't
Halloween
know.
time.
Spooky chapters.
All of the ghosts are coming back from the dead.
Yeah, that's true. Everyone's back. Everyone is back.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I was never really that afraid that Kanjuro was dead. Um, or I mean Kinemon.
Kinemon, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
actually both actually.
I think. Yeah.
'Cause they both come back in these, right? This is when yeah, they're both back.
Yep.
So I actually like I don't know. I kind of thought that Kanjuro might have been really dead, but I definitely did not think that Kinemon was dead, or and Kiku as well.
Yeah.
So
And kind of using that, we can just springboard into 1030 for a bit. If we want to talk about the Kinemon stuff now, that's fine with me. Um,
sure, yeah,
Because, like,
What?
overall, I think I was in the same boat as you, where it's like I was expecting him to live, um, but I don't know if I liked the way it was handled. It was kind of. I think there's a place for slapstick in One Piece, obviously. Like it's a very comedic manga overall, and like there's a lot of characters that are comedic, but I don't know if I like the use of Kinemon being the comedic um, thing, especially like the way it's used to make him like live. I don't not particularly fond of that, just because he's like a pretty he's kind of central to the he's part of the emotional core of this whole arc, and I do think the callback could have been done for sure with this thing, but it's kind of like, oh, you chopped me in half, but oh, I wasn't actually like fully like put back together. Like that seems like really weak to me, and
Yes.
it can be funny with like his lower half is farting and stuff like that, but I don't know. It just seemed like it could have been done in a different way that would have been so much better. And like I said, I don't think Kinemon was gonna die. Like everyone says, nobody dies in One Piece, but and Kinemon still needed to have some kind of moment going forward. But the way it was done was pretty weak for me.
yeah, I agree. I think that like I wouldn't even have been mad if like it turned out that well, I don't know, if it was like actually set up or something that like Law was like around or something and he did this like actively, but the fact that it was just like, oh, this has literally just been the state of Kinemon since like Punk Hazard, like secretly, like he just wasn't fully
Yeah,
attached. Like that's kind of like that really, really stretches my belief. Really, like not, yeah, I don't know. I was like, really, Oda, really, this is what you came up with? Like, yeah, not that great. But
yeah,
I don't have a problem with Kinemon like running around like just his legs. Like I think
yeah,
that's like funny, and I'm like fine with like Kinemon being like having a gag moment, even here. But I'm not a fan of like how it like there was basically no setup for it. So that's kind of like what my problem is.
hmm
Like if there was a little bit of setup where it was like if we had like seen Law or something like when he got cut like in the background, we're like, ooh, like what's gonna happen here?
It
But like
definitely,
there was not
it,
none of that.
yeah, it definitely feels done after the fact. Like he was like, all right, I need Kinemon to live. What's a good way to do it? And maybe decided on a comedic way, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the same sentiments you guys have. I really hoped he would have been dead. Like I'm always a fan of the dark endings, but I figured like deep down he wasn't actually gonna be dead. But yeah, I mean it doesn't really make sense that they did the half body thing like that. We've never seen that happen to anyone else law cut up before.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
oh,
exactly. There
what?
was.
So what's next? Smoker's heart isn't actually back in him.
hmm
Yeah. And like
Like,
what's the like why would Law have like intentionally done this? Like just
Yeah.
like not actually put someone back together. It really doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah. And
Pretty lazy.
yeah, and kind of like Kyle said, like once it happened, I was like, I guess yeah, I was pretty okay with like the moment. Usopp gets something to do. It's comic relief, which I guess is I don't know. I feel like he's been doing a pretty good job with the raid, having some comic relief chapters. I think we got some with like Luffy eating and some Momo stuff and stuff like that. But yeah,
And Queen too.
yeah, Queen. Um, yeah, and that kind of going through that, we get like the stuff with X Drake and Apoo, and I
Oh yeah, we kind
honestly
of skipped that.
between these two chapters, because we get some in both of them, I honestly don't care at all about
Oh,
these two characters. I like every single time I see a page with either of their faces on, I'm like, please, I don't care. And
neither one of them.
I think Oda might be in tune with that, where he knows that it's kind of a smaller conflict, but he knows he has to do something with these characters because he can't just leave that loose. And he kind of has that kind of with Yamato being like, "Fucking get out of my way! Like I don't give a shit about what
Yeah.
you two are doing right now. Get out of my way! I'm on a mission right now."
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. I was kind of glad to see that Apu is not just like he's not just like a subservient to Kaido,
he's a
that
weasel.
he is actually trying to like, steal some of his strength and like set out on his own for like and not just be an underling. Because
Yeah,
I was pretty disappointed earlier when it was revealed that he was just sort of like he just had fully defected to Kaido's crew. I'm glad to see him like, taking
he does have his
taking
own.
steps for his own like
Yeah,
yeah, on his own like journey, not
yeah.
just being like the slave of another man's dream.
I
Hmm.
So
think at this point all of the big players kind of know in the back of their head that like Straw Hats will win right now.
Yeah, I think besides maybe Kaido and like Big Mom, and it seems like
Yeah.
everyone gets the tide of everything is shifting that way. Obviously, with like them running around and changing everyone to be on their team, all the smiles to be on their team. Like literally, they have the numbers advantage now. But it seems like even CP0 is kind of coming to the idea. Oh, I don't know if they are actually, but they
I
seem to.
think I think they are.
they
They
are because
they
they're planning the contingency. They like
yeah,
have ships going to Wano just in case Kaido
Okay.
loses. So
Yeah.
they're
right.
they're definitely prepared for the possibility.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, um, so yeah, I agree with that for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah, it's kind of interesting how there's a lot of characters that are like, so what's the most I can get out of this outcome?
yeah. I'm playing both sides, so I always come out on top.
Right.
Yeah.
Um,
I like that kind of.
yeah.
But
Yeah. Now that you said it, I guess maybe I didn't. I honestly might have just not read it as well as I could have, but I didn't realize he was kind of doing that to steal his power. I guess. Is that in the new
yeah,
chapter?
because he's like taking some of the numbers with him, which is cool.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I think like I don't know, Drake is like I'm not super I feel like all of the interesting stuff that happens with Drake will be like after Kaido falls. Like I know that he's not really going to do that much interesting shit like right now, but I think that like once he gets back in contact with like the Marines,
Yeah.
like that's what I'm interested to see is like what exactly is like this sword that like him and Kobe are like a part of. And like what are they planning and how are they different from like the rest of the Marines and stuff. So I'm curious like about Drake, but I know that like he's not going to do that much interesting stuff like right
Yeah.
now. So I've kind of like got him just in the back of my mind, and so yeah, I kind of agree. Whenever he's on, I'm like, okay, like can we get back to the Straw Hats? Like I want to see what the Straw Hats are doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly,
Yep.
like, cause like a lot of these times, these big moments will be like panning between fight to fight to fight, but it's almost always a straw hat on one side of those fights. So maybe it's just
Hmm.
kind of like mentally, like whenever I see that, like kind of even with the Big Mom fight, I was maybe feeling this where it's just like these two are like two very important characters, but I was like, I need to see the Straw Hats fight, which you never get tired
It's
of. So
like we have no player in the
yeah,
fight.
yeah, exactly. No mental stakes, I guess.
Yeah.
And like some people might be attached to Law or Kid or maybe even Big Mom in a certain way, but I guess maybe I'm just not that way about either of them. Like I think they're cool characters and I do like them, each in their own ways, but neither of them. I wouldn't cry if either of them was killed. I will. Yeah.
I like Law enough where I'm invested in his arc.
See, I think I like
Uh,
Law more than I
Similar
like
with
Kid.
Kid for me.
I think I
I
like
like
Law
Kid
more than
more.
I like Kid, but each of them kind of, yeah, maybe I'm just a crotchety old man, but I don't care for either of them too much, I guess.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I would much rather see the Straw Hats, but I'm glad that I'm glad to see a Kid too whenever he's on.
Yeah. Um, so then, yeah, we get some stuff with Kanjuro doing his painting, the fire painting, which I actually really like because, well, A, it looks cool as fuck. The giant looming fire thing looks like the way it's drawn is super cool. It's just very simplistic, like a blob, but it's got this bright eyes, and it also just kind of makes sense. Well, actually, also it looks like a painting, like the painting
Like, it's got the ink
droplets,
blots and
but then it's
stuff.
got the
Yeah.
fire on top. Yeah. But then it also makes it adds to the whole thing because like kind of going into this like the fire that was started, I think it was during Nico Robin's fight, right? Previously
Yeah.
with Black Maria starting a fire, and like that was a fire that was going on, and it was kind of like a threat in the back of everyone's head, like, oh shit, we gotta get out of here. There's a fire spreading. But like for me, like that never kind of had an impact on me. But like adding another fire to it, especially one that's made by like this guy, kind of with his dying breath almost.
Hmm.
One of his dying breaths, where it's like a painted, just like fire demon, looks super cool and kind of enhances that whole fire aspect to the environment of the fights.
Yeah. I think it's kind of cool, but I do still think that like Conjuro is pretty big missed potential. Like he literally has such an interesting devil fruit, and I mean, I guess I was glad to see him like do something like before he is fully dead.
Hmm.
But I think that like it's a shame that we didn't see like his fight earlier. His fight with Kiku got basically off screened,
Yeah.
and then like the only thing that he did after that was like impersonate Odin, which is like I don't know, not that interesting of like a use of his power. Like we already have other characters that can impersonate people. um, I think that like yeah, I think Kanjuro missed potential for sure. And like especially since like this like in this like final blaze of glory with like the fire thing, like you said, there's already kind of like another fire that was threatening everyone. So it's like not even really like he's like making that much of a difference. It's
Yeah.
like hard to like quantify. Um, so yeah, I'm overall like cool devil fruit, very, very underutilized. And I think this is probably gonna be the last thing that he ever does. So
Yeah, I would probably agree with that.
yeah, disappointed a little bit.
Um, and then yeah, so we get his dying thing, and that spreads the fire, and then we go to, well, I guess we kind of get with Yamato and Momo a bit with
But before that, I wanted to point out something that someone else had pointed out.
hmm
But the panel with like Sanji, Luffy, Kaido, and Zoro, he was he was making the point of like Zoro and Sanji are equals, and it's like part of the whole wings of the Pirate King.
hmm
But
Hmm.
like Zoro and Sanji have the same exact pose here.
Oh yeah.
Like they both have the one leg and the one arm out, and they were like, if you flip Zoro around, it's like Luffy's got wings behind him.
Yeah.
Just something interesting.
Pretty cool actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I actually really like that moniker that they gave, and that fits pretty well. Instead of saying like the lieutenants or the, I don't
Right,
know
and
what's
and
the, is
well,
that lieutenants
and
what
the
they use
fact
for?
that it's wings are equal. It's not we've
Yeah.
got
There's
the
not one
vice
stronger wing.
captain and whoever else.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Although certain color spread in one of these chapters might indicate which one's the vice captain. But
Uh,
um,
oh yeah.
but yeah, no, I like that. I also like the reaffirmation of the monster trio, um, because I know some stupid people were saying that now that Jinbei is on the crew, he's now part of the monster trio, but
Yeah,
he's not
right.
fighting Queen.
Yeah,
So
right.
Yeah, Jinbei
yeah,
doesn't get to fight Queen.
yeah,
And I'm sure
exactly.
whatever group they're fighting next, Yamato will not be fighting one of their top people.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll see. See if Yamato joins. I'm still
Yeah, I am. Maybe I'm jumping to conclusions there.
yeah. I think there's definitely a chance. There's a chance
hmm
for sure.
But yeah, so next we get some kind of going off the flames. It kind of Oda likes to reaffirm the stakes that are kind of going on right now, and check in with a lot of people. We get a little check in with CP0 as well, but kind of get a reaction shot of everybody, and like I said, setting the stakes with now we have the new fire, the fire ghost, I guess they call it,
Hmm.
and Momo's freaking out about things, struggling to figure out what to do, um, and looks like they're introducing us into a probable Brook fight, which I'm pretty excited
Yeah, I would love to see that.
for, especially with CP0. So I don't know which one he'll fight. I hope it's not Rob Lucci because that'd be boring. I hope it's somebody else they introduce us to, but I don't know if
Yeah.
it would
So
be
do
as
we know who's
impactful.
behind the masks?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I
No.
think we
Okay.
know Rob Lucci's there, and what's his name? Kaku is there, right?
Yeah, I don't know if I don't know if either of them are like on Wano though, because they were like,
They were
I
talking on
think
the
that they were the
radio.
ones who they were talking to on the Den Den Mushi. So I think that
Right.
these are probably new guys, is what I'm thinking.
Okay.
I think you're right. I think Rob Lucci and I don't know, whoever we saw was like calling from headquarters to these two guys in the
Yeah,
masks. Yeah.
yeah, or potentially the Marine ships that are coming. Although I'm not sure if like CP0 would be on the Marine ships. They probably wouldn't actually. So
Yeah.
um, yeah, I bet like HQ or somewhere else in the field maybe.
Mhm.
But yes, I'm really hoping for a Brook versus one of these masked men.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And we kind of talked about that last time. He never really got a good uh
And I mean,
Enies Lobby moment.
depending on who these people are, like he probably will need some help. Maybe Robin has enough energy left. I don't think she does, considering she was like unconscious a few chapters ago.
I could
But
yeah.
Yeah, I could kind of see her playing a support role, like almost like a mirror of Nico Robin's fight, where at the beginning she'll do something and then it'll be up to Brook to finish the fight. Where like with the Nico
oh,
Robin
okay,
fight,
I like that.
Brook ran
Yeah.
off at the beginning of the fight to like get rid of the cronies, and then Nico Robin was left with the person. It might not be like Robin killing the cronies at this time. It might just be her disabling something about this person. But I think her doing that and then Brook finishing the fight would be pretty cool.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be cool. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I understand Kyle doesn't not want to see Robin in the support mode, but you gotta. She already had a
Oh, I
fight.
know. I'm happy to see Robin do anything. You know, it's so rare that it happens.
She's probably gonna run off and go read.
Yeah. I mean, there is a poneglyph that she's yet to read.
Yeah.
So
She's got to do some reading this arc.
What if the poneglyph is Big Mom? Have you guys ever thought about that? What if she ate the poneglyph
Uh,
and that's why she's so big?
damn. No, well, we already knew unless she like ate it. Oh, actually, I guess it'd be possible because like
Or
of
Kaido
the
ate one. I
time
guess
when
he's
she
pretty
like
big too.
ate her people
Yeah.
and like and she forgot about it. She doesn't know. So that like maybe like that because there's one poneglyph that's like one of like the red poneglyphs that's unaccounted for. So it'd be pretty funny if it was in Big Mom.
We gotta get somebody with the shrinky fruit and get up the butthole. Pull an Ant-Man Thanos with that one.
she's already getting operated on.
True. Um, and then yeah, we get a little bit with I guess we get a tiny bit with um, earlier we got a bit with Kanjuro. We got a little flash with the Shogun guy. I'm drawing a blank on his
Orochi.
name. Orochi. But now we get a
Yeah.
bit more with him, and he's kind of just doing what we expected him to be doing right now, which is a whole lot of nothing, kind of waiting his time so that
And
he
he's
can.
reminding us also that there is actually a fight currently going on between Raizo and the earlobe man,
Hmm
Fukuroku Ju,
Yeah,
who
Fukurokuju.
we're all on our at the edge of our seats for that one.
That'll
So
be another fight where I'm like, oh god, can we get to the next fight, please?
yeah,
Whenever
yeah,
that
yeah,
shows up next, if it does.
yeah. The best we can hope for is a good gag fight with earlobe shenanigans, but even that I'd just rather see
Yeah,
Straw Hats.
a gag
So
fight on the level of the Ramen Man would be
yeah,
apt.
I'm down for that.
Um, and then yeah, we get a little bit more with Yamato, she's still hoofing it and still reminding us of the stakes. She hasn't done a whole lot. I'm kind of just waiting for her, and she kind of does this in 1031, but I'm kind of just waiting for her to get to the fucking armory at this point.
Yeah,
Seems
I
like
mean,
maybe it's
we're
the
on run piece with her,
yeah,
so everyone
it's
else is doing the fights.
it's
So
run and remind piece. Like she's just going around
yeah,
showing us what everyone else is doing, kind of,
yeah,
and everyone's kind of freaking out. What the fuck is that fox type of thing, you know?
yeah. Like the clashes that it shows between like Sanji and Queen and Zoro and King and Luffy and Kaido, like that's what we really want to see. You know,
Hmm.
that's the good shit. Care about Yamato running.
And yeah, she introduces us to the end of the chapter. She kind of shows up, and then it switches over to the POV of Law and Kid fighting Big Mom, which
Hmm.
isn't going great.
Yeah,
Um, I overall, I think I liked. I don't know. I like the second part of this fight in 1031 better than the first half, but overall, I'm not a huge fight. I don't like the fact that he's just like, "Yo, you want to awaken your ability right now? That'd be pretty cool if you did."
I know
I
it's
thought it
so
was like something that has to
stupid.
naturally happen. You can't just choose to awaken your ability.
I know.
That seems like it cheapens awakenings. Like I know I don't think any of us were like super big on awakenings, but
No,
it kind of makes sense
definitely
as like
not.
a next step for a devil fruit. Like you can only go so far, and if he wants to continue kind of some kind of scaling of power, like something needs to happen, and I guess an awakening is being one with your fruit kind of makes sense for that in that angle. But being one
I
with your
would just
fruit,
rather have like Awakening. I hate the fact that like Awakening is like it has like a name and it's like its own thing. Like I would
yeah,
just much rather have like people creatively and like use their fruits with like a lot of skill and like I really think that like Awakening makes people like um it makes like characters from early One Piece that like were really good with their fruits like Crocodile who basically had Awakening. Like he literally like was able to like
or
turn
Doflamingo.
everything around him into sand. Like it just makes them seem like less cool as a result because now there's this other like thing that like oh if you just like level up your devil fruit enough you'll like get this ability. It just like
Well,
I don't know.
well,
I like it better as like an intangible thing, you know?
I can see that.
yes. I mean that's like the same argument as when they introduced hockey.
Yeah.
Like
And I'm not a
it
fan
di-
of that
it
either.
it
So
didn't it didn't have a name. It didn't have a name yet, and I don't think it takes away from the past characters not saying like directly this is hockey, this is awakening. I think they still had it. I guarantee you Crocodile has awakening. I guarantee you Crocodile has hockey.
well,
I don't know if
sure, but like
I
the
don't even
fact
know if he has awakening because like I
no,
feel like
I
they
think he
made such a
does.
Yeah, he does.
he does
Big
okay.
time. Big
I feel like
time.
they
I'm
made such
pretty
a
sure
big
that like
ability
Oda
about it when
even confirmed
Katakuri
it in
made
an SPS or
okay
something.
because like I
Because of
was
like he did like the draining thing where he would like put his hand down and then he would just like turn everything into like sand and like drain the moisture of like everything around him. That's like but like I hate that we even have to like have this conversation of like oh like did he like actually have this power that was like clearly not like thought of by Oda at the time. He just like tacked it on later and he has to like kind of like awkwardly graft it onto like old sections of the manga and like old characters.
Yeah.
Like that's just like it's a flaw. Like I think that's like just I mean it's a I think pretty much as close as you could get to objectively it's a flaw because it's like he didn't have it in mind and like it's he has to like answer it later and like we have to
That's
like speculate and stuff.
that's
yeah
that's a problem that you're gonna run into with a 20-year long
yeah
Yeah.
series. And I actually really like the idea of awakening. Like the idea of you are so in tune with your devil fruit, you can control the environment around you. But I think this was another really lazy play where it's like they're using it like hockey where you know how to do it.
Yeah.
Like can you do it? Oh yeah, but it's gonna take up too much energy.
yeah well
Like
yeah
it's
this is like especially it seems lazy. I don't know, I just really don't like him being literally just asking him, can you awaken your devil fruit right now? Like what? Like
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
just like
that was pretty bad.
the way they set it up earlier is like you being in tune with your devil fruit so well that like you can control your environment, and it's just like if he's not in tune with his devil fruit at the beginning of the fight, like sure he could probably become awakened during the fight, but it's not because he chooses to. It's probably because he's pushed to his limits. Like, why not have
Right.
Big
yeah,
Mom beat the shit out of him and have him do something resourceful where he
Earn
like
it.
he tries to understand something fundamental about his powers, and for that he is better and he is stronger and he is awakened. Like instead of just saying, "Yeah, I can't awaken right now. Sorry, I need to be a bit stronger for that." And it's
Yeah.
like, God,
yeah.
eh,
Speaking of
Make him earn it.
understanding something about the powers, I literally don't understand what Law's awakenability is. Like, it's so unclear. He's
yeah,
just
I agree.
like he just like does it on his sword or something, and then he just says, "Oh, it will influence your body in other ways." And it's like, what? Like, we're just supposed to fucking understand what that means. Like,
That might come
he
back. It might
never
be like a
explains
ticking
what it
time
does.
bomb.
Yeah,
So,
it's like,
He stabs her
so
and then she gets back up, and I honestly think it might come back. She's about to do some killing blow in like 10 chapters or something, and then that'll come back and it'll be like, "Ha, you just activated my trap card." And his her body will be influenced in other ways, I'm sure.
yeah. I mean, it's like, I guess I don't know. Like, I really don't understand like what it is like as of right now. Like like how would that even fit with his power if it was like a time bomb? I don't even really understand how this fits with his power. Like
Well, I think
he would
yeah.
he could already like stab like he like this. I feel like this is like not really. I don't know. Maybe he's like making the inside of her body a room where he can like move everything around. But then why wouldn't he just like say that? You know, like it's like there's nothing like that's indicating it visually. It's just like, oh, she like took a big shockwave,
Yeah,
which is like, how is that different from like the gamma knife? You know, like this just seems like the exact same thing as the gamma knife, which
I
in where he's like stabbing you from the inside or whatever.
I think it'll
Um,
definitely come back, and I'm expecting it to at some kind of climax. But what Gamma Knife, you stab them and it messes up their insides, right? It stabs them from the inside.
it's like you're stabbing them from the like you can like get around like armor or like armament hockey and stuff by
Okay.
like stabbing them from the inside or something because Law can like do that if you're in his room or something. Maybe this is different because it doesn't need to set up a room, but like I don't really understand like it was never clear like what the cost of setting up a room was. You know, like
Yeah.
he just says it and there's a room. Like I guess it probably drains him, but like he says that this drains him a lot too. So then like what's the difference? Like why would he do this?
Yeah.
I don't really.
why would he ever set up a room if he's gonna lose energy either way?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
I don't know. I think probably my favorite thing about Law is his fruit. It's very cool, and I like the backstory they get for it in Dressrosa with people saying, "Oh, this might be the strongest fruit out there," is like very intriguing. So setting up the awakening for it in this way was a bit disappointing for me because I was like I said, that's the thing I like most about Law. Like it's like the surgeon, like it's a surgeon fruit, and he's a surgeon, and like or he's a doctor, so like it fits him pretty well, and like it's got this daunting backstory of this might be the most powerful fruit out there. Like people have searched for the fruit ever, and some random kid got it or whatever, and for him to just awaken it whenever he wanted to was very cheap. And we obviously haven't seen like what that harmless incision that he did was, like what impact that's gonna have if it's going to. I hope it has something. But
I don't know. I literally think that like the effect was just the shockwave that was shown on like the that one panel. Like I don't yeah,
but
I don't know.
it, so he makes a quote unquote harmless incision that says it's gonna influence her body in other ways, and then it just
And
makes a
then the next
shockwave.
panel, yeah, I don't know.
That would be so disappointing for an awakened devil fruit power, because like
I know.
that's not even the thing that pushes her to stage two. Like that's not that. I don't know.
Yeah. We'll see.
So
I
I
mean,
think I actually think Kyle's right on this one, where it's like that little ball is a room, because it's literally like croom, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Croom.
yeah. He
Yeah.
says croom.
It's
I'm
literally
crooming.
croom.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna
I'm gonna
croom.
croom.
And like, you know, he's putting the small room inside of her, I think.
Yeah, I think that's what it is because like that would make sense with like how the devil. I mean, pretty much like all of the awakened paramecias are like making it so that like something that would normally you wouldn't be able to like do over there, you can now do it over there. Like it's like
Right. Yes.
Doflamingo could like turn other things into strings, like Katakuri could like turn other things into mochi.
Yeah.
I guess like now Law can like turn Big Mom into a room or turn his sword into a room or something. And then like Kid is able to like turn her into a magnet as opposed to like being the magnet
Yeah, he
himself.
turns
I don't know.
anything he can into like an attractive magnet, which is
Yeah.
I like that power. That's I
I
don't know.
think like
It
I don't
can
know.
get
It's weird though
you can get
because
into
like
that.
I feel like this same effect could have been caused by just like by just Kid like pulling out all of the like steel beams and throwing them at her.
Yeah.
Like this is like not that different. I guess like maybe if like she was like trying to I think it could be cool if like she was trying to like run away or something and then like the metal was just following her with like passively like without Kid doing anything else. Like that would be a cool way to show it. But like as of right now, like I don't see how this like the final thing that happens, like all of the steel beams coming and crushing her. Like I don't see how that couldn't have just happened from like Kid using his powers unawakened.
Yeah. I think that specifically the steel beams crushing her is not
Yeah,
going to be the peak of those powers. Like I feel like
hopefully.
this is the power that can have like a really creative aspect to it. Like
I agree. I
the
think
combo
Kid's powers.
aspects of this, like maybe like somebody throwing a spear and then you making that spear magnetic and having something else follow the spear and cause some kind of combo attack, or like making somebody magnetic and having everything pull towards them and then making maybe everything around them magnetic and having that like explode from them or something. I don't know. There's like some seriously creative things you could do with Kid's Devil Fruit, um,
Hmm.
his
Uh-huh.
awakening, and like on its basis, it doesn't seem super interesting, and it probably could be a bit more interesting besides just turning things into an attractive force. But I do think there's some pretty cool potential. Overall, I think Kid's powers have a lot of really cool potential.
Me too.
And
Yeah.
honestly, I'm kind of leaning towards that being like kind of like with Law, my favorite thing about him is his devil fruit. Honestly, Kid, my favorite thing about him might be I don't know. Some of the creative uses of devil fruits in this just make me croom.
It makes me croom. Yeah.
Also,
Turns me into a big old croomer.
a side note, when I read the Big Mom Shockwave chapter for the first time, I just thought of Luke going, "Whoa!" as fucking Hank Hill, fucking Big Mom.
Which panel?
The Shockwave panel under the wave, it just goes, "Whoa!"
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa.
um, but yeah, um, I like overall I like their devil fruits, but the awakening is pretty
Awakened power! Exclamation! Exclamation!
pretty fucking
Yeah,
cheap.
A little
I
bit.
agree. Especially since like their devil fruits are like kind of I mean, I guess kids is not like laws is really ill defined. Like it's always been like really vague as to like what the limits of his powers are and stuff.
Yeah,
And I think Kid like his it's like it's a pretty self-explanatory power. It's like magnets, but also like I think it's in a similar sense like he hasn't ever really used it like in like really really crazy ways, so it's like so unclear as to like what the limits of his powers are too. And so like be, because of the fact that we don't know the limits, when they awaken them, it's like, oh well, like if you would have told me that they could have just done this like without their awakened devil fruits, I would have believed you. So it makes like the whole reveal of this is the awakening like be really, I don't know, cheap. Like
yeah,
if they didn't explicitly say that it was awakened, I wouldn't be like, oh, they're clearly awakening their devil fruits.
yep,
Except for maybe with like the dialogue with like I'm the magnet, but I don't know. Yeah, kind of, I don't know, kind of disappointing.
yeah. Um,
And it validates my opinion that Awakening sucks. So yeah,
I still
I've
think
not changed my
awakening
mind.
is a cool idea, but it's
yeah,
this is not the way to introduce it.
I'm definitely leaning towards kind of halfway, or maybe it's kind of more in the Kyle camp. But like, I like the idea of awakening, but I think the intangible aspect of it would have been much more interesting. Where it's like
Yeah, me too.
not
Me
something that
too.
people go out and say like my devil fruits awaken. It's like more of like a
Yes.
stage that you just reach where it's not
It's
Yeah.
it's not
poor
something people will
Like
talk
it was
about.
with Crocodile, where
Yeah.
it's like, holy shit, this guy is like a fucking master of his
Yeah.
devil fruit.
Hmm.
Yes,
Um,
or Katakuri. Yeah,
y-
like
yeah, like I think it's just like having a name on it just makes it less cool, like because you're just taking away the like yeah the intangibility of it.
Yeah.
even Doflamingo. It's like, wow, this guy can do a lot with his devil fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the three that like stick out for sure. I mean, obviously two of them like drop the awakened um like title in them, but like just like those three in my mind definitely have mastery over their devil fruits, and yeah,
Hmm.
I don't get the same vibe that I get from those three as to these two.
No.
Definitely not.
and
Maybe
and at the same time, it's like I'm thinking, so if Kaido, I mean, if Kid and Law can have their fruit awakened, like I know Luffy can.
yeah.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's for sure. Like why if those two that we know are not going to be as strong as Luffy, just narratively wise, like they have to be
Yes,
behind Luffy at this point. Like
yes.
Luffy has to. That's going to be coming. Now I'm leaning towards after these two chapters.
That's
Like
it's coming
it's
this
coming
arc.
during the
Yeah,
Kaido fight. Yeah,
I think it'll
it's
probably
Yes.
come this arc too now.
yeah.
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 I 100% believe that. I hope he's not like okay, time to awaken my fruit. That would fucking suck. Holy
That
shit, I
would
would
be
hate that.
so lame.
Holy
Yeah.
shit. If he just like if we got a well, I guess we never get an inner monologue with Luffy, but um
Well, he'd just say it out loud to Kaido, like
yeah,
he
that
wouldn't.
would be
Yeah.
so fucking lame.
That would
Holy
be
I
shit.
lame.
yeah. Also, like yeah, I mean, I do kind of like the fact that like these guys who are kind of set up as Luffy's rivals like did it before him. Like that's like I think like the one cool thing about this is that like
He
it
doesn't
wasn't
need
just
it.
like, oh, Luffy's so cool, he's the first supernova to awaken his devil fruit. Like I like that these guys are like set up as kind of like awakening those first, except for Law, because fuck Law, and because Law has so many special things going for him. I'm glad that Kid did it first,
Yeah.
but yeah.
I think um kind of going into 1031 because the fight goes through both chapters. I think you are and we maybe me and probably less Luke are going to be disappointed with Law's purpose going forward because we were kind of talking about this last time with where we think Law's kind of
Wait, can we talk about the color spread first?
oh yeah, the
Sure.
color spread's really cool. Wait, but
Because
this
my boy
this goes into
Katakuri's
Law
in it.
though. Okay, never mind. Yeah, go
Oh,
ahead.
does it?
Well,
Okay,
this
okay,
is
cool.
about Law. Like it's going into
Okay,
Law with 1031. I was just kind of going into
okay.
like because we had the conversation last time about like where we think Law's story is kind of gonna split off because it joined in. He's been with the crew for a long time, kind of like an unnamed
Oh,
crew
that's
member.
true. Yeah, I remember
And
talking
we
about
kind of
that.
had that conversation last time where it's like, is he gonna end in this arc or is he gonna stick around for the next arc? But I saw a good comment and I kind of agree with it going forward. Where like with this fight with Big Mom, he literally drops the topic of like I need to uncover the true history, which is like something he has never talked about before, and I kind of got the vibe he doesn't feel like it, or he didn't care about it before. But like
Yeah,
him dropping that makes me feel like Law's gonna be a mainstay for the rest of the manga.
Definitely rubbed me the wrong way also because he had never mentioned
He
that
literally
before.
never
yeah.
talked about that before. And like overall,
Yeah.
I'm definitely more okay with Law than Kyle is, but I I didn't like that. So
I'd love to keep Law in the story as long as we can,
yeah,
personally,
yeah.
but I don't know if this is the right way to do it.
Yeah, I think having him have a stake in something other than the true history, which he's never
Yeah.
talked about, and he comes off as an apathetic character that doesn't really care about the government or anything other than maybe his crew. He's like one of the more apathetic characters in the entire manga, and
He
like
might be able to play off the whole having the D name.
yeah,
He might be able to play that off like he wants to uncover that
Yeah.
that
Well, because
aspect.
there was like the panel of him looking at the poneglyph earlier, where he said something about the D. Um, but yeah, I mean, I like agree. I think this is like so out of left field. Like before in Dressrosa, Law was all about getting revenge on Doflamingo, and that's like why he wanted. That's why we're here. You know, like this is like kind of a natural extension of that, of like making Kaido angry because of like Doflamingo.
Mhm.
Um, but like what the heck? Like he never talked about this before. This is like not his thing. It's like it's not even like before. I feel like Law was kind of his purpose in the narrative was to like provide us with some sort of like path to get to the big guys, like the like Kaido essentially. Like he's the guy who like came up with the plan. He has like the knowledge about the world, and he's like ambitious, and he's like, all right, I need Luffy to get to where I'm going, so I'll like make an alliance with him. And he's like Luffy's not the kind of guy to like plan shit out, right? But like Law was kind of like filling that void in order to get us here. But as far as like uncovering the true history, we basically already have a crew member who gives a shit about that, and that's Robin. Like that's like her thing. So like, why do we need like Law to like also be looking into that? Like we already have someone who cares about that.
This
Like,
is this is making Kyle hate Law even more.
I
He's at a
know, I
direct
know.
antithesis of Robin's goals, but all of
Like
a sudden he just cares
it's
about.
like Oda
He's taking
forgot
over
that that's
Robin's
Robin's thing.
Robin's Robin's character arc. Holy shit!
I know. No, I mean I'm sure that like
No, I'm
Oda like
100%
didn't
on page with
actually
you. Yeah,
forget,
yeah.
but it just makes him feel redundant. But it's actually worse than that because I fear that in the future it will make Robin feel redundant
Yeah.
because everyone loves Law so much, so Oda's got to keep him in the story, and
Maybe
so
we
oh
could
no
just
one,
replace her. Maybe Robin
yeah,
teaches Law how to read the poneglyphs,
oh my
and then
God,
and then we can just kill off Robin.
yeah, that'd be great. I'd love
That would
that.
be
I'd love,
awesome.
yeah, we I love One Piece, dude. It's so fun.
Kyle would legitimately stop reading One Piece at that
No,
point.
no,
You'd
I
probably
wouldn't
stop
stop,
reading
but
One
I'd be
Piece as soon as.
fucking pissed. I think I'd just be screaming the entire episode that we did that chapter.
Oh my god. Um, yeah, just overall, like, even if you wanted to introduce this motivation to some other character, like, why add it to Law? Like that's just like we kind of talked about him being a jack of all trades, like, and that is
He's
because
got
he's a
so
fan
much
favorite, and he's got
already.
so much going for him already. That was not necessary. Like, I would be 100% okay if this was Kid's thing. Like, we haven't learned a whole lot of Kid's motivation. It seems like he's more on the pirate train or the pirate king train more than
Yeah.
anything. Like Luffy, I'm gonna be honest, it doesn't seem like Luffy cares or gives a shit about the true history. He's probably mentioned it a
Yeah.
few
I mean,
times,
I think that
but
he doesn't really care. I think he
it,
cares because it like there's an adventure on the way. You know, that's what he
yes,
cares about.
exactly. And like if he uncovers it during his quest to become the Pirate King, like so be it. Like that's a thing that happened. But like it's definitely not his main motivation. And if so currently with the three supernovas that we have that are the strongest, we've got Luffy who wants to be the Pirate King, Law, which before this chapter we didn't really know too much about his true motivations, and Kid who also wants to become the one Pirate King. And for two of those characters to have a redundant thing and one of them maybe have like a mysterious thing that maybe could be revealed later on, why not just make Kid's motivation to uncover the true history? Because like that gives them a unique motivation from the other two and prevents that redundancy in their motivations. I don't know.
I
I would
I
have
mean,
been
I don't
way
really have a
cooler with
problem with like Kid also wanting to be the Pirate King because it's like he's a rival to Luffy,
yeah,
but like we all know that Oda isn't doing this so that like we have this interesting like Law versus Robin rivalry. Like that's
yeah,
just not going to happen. Like
yeah,
I know that Oda will not like I hate to say it, but I know that he's not going to be putting Robin on equal footing with Law. Like
yeah.
that's just not going to happen anytime soon. So, I mean, if that does happen, like that could be interesting, but I think that like that's just not going to happen. Like I'm not expecting that. I have reasonable expectations. I pretty much know, like, I know that there are certain things that Oda will just never do, and I think that's one of them
Yeah.
because not like that's been really set up in any other way. So yeah, weird. And
Not
I
based.
wow, yeah, I've just been validated in a lot of my opinions today about
They
things
seem to
that I
be
don't
coming to
like about One
fruition.
Piece. Yeah,
um,
turns out that I'm right about everything related to One Piece. Who knew?
um, But yeah, let's get to the color spread really quick before we dive into the rest of that Big Mom fight because it gets pretty spicy. It's pretty good, and like you said, it kind of validates some other One Piece, probably a significant portion of the fan base's
Yeah,
opinions on certain characters, and by certain
yeah,
characters I
these are
mean
pretty
certain
much the second in
character.
commands.
Yes.
Yeah.
It kind of goes
Um,
back to that wings of the Pirate King conversation we had earlier.
yeah. I mean, it's cool. I like it because Katsukuri's there. He's my boy. Um, yeah, I mean, it's cool to see like all these guys. Um,
But it's
but
a very specific selection of guys which are very clearly hinted, or not hinted, but shown to be second in command. Like we've gotten Marco, who's very clearly a second in command. We've gotten Killer, who's very clearly a second in command. Raleigh, I'm drawing a blank on the person between Raleigh and King. King, you could argue
No,
maybe is
that's Ben Beckman
Ben
from
Yep.
Beckman.
Shanks'
That's
crew.
from Shanks' crew, yeah. King,
We
you
got all
could
the
argue
Yonkos.
isn't second in command, but Sabo definitely is, and I am also drawing a blank on the guy from Blackbeard's crew.
Beppo.
No, from Blackbeard's crew.
Oh, Shiryu, right?
Shiryu, yeah.
Shiryu, I don't know, I forget his name, but
Anyway,
Shiryu, something.
he
Shiryu of the Rain.
he is
I was surprised that he's considered to be the second in command because like he was like a pretty new addition. Like
yeah. I'm
Blackbeard
kind of
already
on
had.
that. But at the same time, like the hint between all these people, like the common thread between most of these people is that they're shown to be the second in command. So when you've got people like Shiryu and King and Zoro, or maybe it's not so clear that the second in command, this kind of confirms it. So
I think it pretty much confirms it. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, and Beppo of
I
course.
and Beppo, yeah. Or maybe it's just the second strongest. I don't know. You could say that it's just the second strongest and that it doesn't really have anything to do with like the pecking order of like who actually gives orders. Because I mean, Zoro hasn't ever really given anyone orders.
I think the
Like
biggest second in command.
I don't
Oh,
know. I think Zoro has certainly acted as a fantastic second in command
yeah, I think the biggest moment was definitely Water Seven with the whole
with Usopp trying
Usopp
to
command.
leave and
Like
come back and everything. Yeah,
that's true.
I talked about like apathetic characters, and Zoro is definitely up there for apathetic
he's he
characters.
he certainly is a voice of reason as far as how things should be ran as a crew.
Yeah, and when you have such a character that doesn't care at all, and for him to like come out like that was a big moment for me liking Zoro a lot was him coming out and just being like, this is what a captain does, and this is what you need to do in
Yes.
this moment, or else nobody will respect you. Like that
Yep.
was a
That's
very very cool moment. Honestly, a top moment for Zoro and one of my
oh
favorite
yeah,
moments in One
definitely.
Piece. Like, and yeah, that was like his pinnacle of second in command vibes. Because most of the time he's, where's my sake? I need a drink. Oh, time to fight somebody. I mean, this he's obviously looking for like the strongest swordsman, and that's his main motivation. But that was for a character that doesn't show a lot of motivation, that was a pinnacle of that, and kind of
He's
cemented me
also
in his
he's
mind.
also always reminding everyone else, like he's reminding we're here for our dreams. We're here to
Yes.
help Luffy become Pirate King,
Yep.
and we're
Yeah.
not gonna we're none of us are gonna get what we want unless we help him.
Yeah. And like yeah, if we're talking about just the two wings, I never really got the same vibe with Sanji. Like Sanji has his
What?
moments.
No, Sanji was like literally the he was the when they went to Zoe, like when the crew split in half in Dressrosa, like there was the swirly hat pirates and Sanji was in charge of that little that crew.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think Sanji is like kind of also on that level.
But would you want so if you're splitting up a crew, I guess you would want the second strongest to lead the second crew.
That's what I was just gonna say too, Will.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like it was what Sanji, Nami, Chopper.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I could actually like I really don't think that being a leadership is like necessarily directly correlated with strength, is all I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like I actually think that like Nami could have been a good choice as well to like lead them. Like Nami is like pretty like cool-headed and like she can make decisions under pressure and stuff.
Mhm.
Um so I wouldn't have been upset
See,
if
she's
like he
cool-headed. The person that beats the shit
had
out of everybody in the crew and they when they
well
disrespect her.
well, I mean, she's about certain things.
Yeah, yeah, I
But
agree.
like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
she's a logical member of the crew,
yeah.
whereas like other members of the crew are like not very
They can
logical.
be motivated or enticed by other things like
I think
Yeah,
I think
like
you can I think
women
you can
or
make an
sake, yeah.
argument. I think you can make an argument that any of the Straw Hats could be a vice captain besides maybe Chopper and Usopp.
yeah.
I
Oh,
think
I don't know,
Usopp's
Usopp.
definitely stronger than Chopper in that regards.
Yeah, I think Chopper I would be like no, I would not trust him at all. But like
Brook,
Right.
Usopp, I actually think that like he could rise to the occasion.
I feel like Brook
I guess.
I could not see Brook as a vice captain, I'm gonna be honest.
Or
He's a
maybe
bit
like
too
yeah,
silly. He's
Brooke is a
too
little bit
silly.
too silly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, this spread was really good and I like it and
Yeah.
I'll make it the video picture so it's a bit more of a background for everything, but it definitely confirms that he seems to be second in command. Whether it confirms that he's second strongest, We don't know because,
Well, I
well,
mean, I
some of
think that we
these
can all agree is the second strongest.
I,
Yeah.
I I personally think that, but like obviously some people won't. And
Yeah,
like I
yeah,
I don't think Marco is a particularly strong
I think
fighter.
everyone in this podcast agrees.
Yes. But like
yeah.
going
Although
going
this
by just the
chapter,
pictures here, I don't think Marco is like the second strongest in Whitebeard's crew because he's never particularly shown to be a combat person. He's kind of a more support character where it's like he's got like the healing powers and he can be combative if he wants to. Or Beppo. Beppo's never really shown to be very strong in his crew. Obviously, we don't get a
yeah,
lot
but
of
we
Law's
haven't seen
crew.
anything about
Yeah, yeah,
Law's
yeah, yeah,
crew.
yeah. And Sabo gets his shit rocked in Dressrosa for a little bit at least. And that he doesn't really have a fruit for most of it, but maybe it's just kind of him getting his fruit, kind of getting the whereabouts of his fruit after he wins it. But I don't know. These guys never really give off like the super strong vibes, and for some of that, that's just we haven't seen a lot of them. But I don't know. It doesn't 100% confirm that they're strongest, and I don't think we'll ever get 100% conversation or confirmation on that. But yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know.
power levels are dumb anyway.
Yeah,
I
I
I
agree.
would rather believe this is just second in commands.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get back to the 1031 fight with Big Mom because we get the getting
Big
rid of
Mom's real cool in this
yeah.
chapter.
I really like with Big Mom this chapter. We get her first health
Bigger
bar.
mom.
Yeah, with her first health bar getting knocked down, and then they think the fight is won, and the second health bar appears, and she looks fucking cool. There's a really cool uh, color spread at the end of this, and I mean obviously that's not official, but it's just super cool, and I was like, oh shit, Big Mom is on, like she's taking this seriously, and I don't know,
Yeah,
maybe it's the fan translation for this, but I honestly didn't like her dialogue during this. I felt it was a bit on the nose. Maybe the official text would be a bit better, but I really liked what she was doing. But like when she's just like, oh, like it just seemed like so like it's been decades since I felt pain like this. You once aren't bad. Like you got not bad, kid. Like I should really respect these supernovas. Like I don't know. That was. It seemed like it was a bit kind of feeding into the. You guys, you got to
yeah.
make sure.
Also, I don't even believe that she really got hurt by that. Like that
Yeah,
just seems surprising to
and
me. Like that she actually
it's
got
like
hurt.
it seems
I
like
mean,
Oda telling us like, yeah, guys, Law and Kid are powerful. Look, she's telling you they're powerful.
Yeah, she just said that she got hurt, so
Yeah,
they must be
I didn't
strong.
like that.
well, I mean, I think she's been reiterating that this whole arc. Like in her fight with Kaido, she's, oh man, you guys are, doing this. I really had to look out for that attack, and so I think it's consistent
I
with what
guess, yeah,
she
I could see
has
that.
been doing.
hmm I like
Yeah,
I like the moment where just overall like her that panel with her stealing the souls of her crew where they're all freaking out beforehand and then it's just like such a visceral picture of her like literally just grabbing these souls out of people. That was really fucking cool. Um,
yeah.
I,
Well, those are not her crew, it's Beast Pirates, but
I
yeah,
it's her team.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's true. They are in the
they're
alliance
kind of
now.
the same overall team at this point. I don't know how like I guess it's supposed to have significance her using 1 year of her own lifespan. I don't know exactly how what her lifespan is, so I don't know how significant that's going to be, but
Yeah, it literally, I
it
just
means
don't believe
nothing to
it.
me.
It never means anything in these series. Like
Yeah.
they were like, oh, like Luffy, like when you use your gears, you're like using your lifespan, but like I really do not
Big
believe
Mom
it.
is is a giant child that has cannibalized people, and like her backstory is so wild. Like she could live for 1,000 years if she's part giant, right? So or
Yeah,
300 years. Like
Yeah,
so, 1 year doesn't seem like a lot.
yeah. The
she's a
the the
yeah.
whole the whole Luffy's losing life for using his gears is such a like stupid thing to bring up because it's like, you really think we're gonna watch him die because he used gear three too many
I
times?
know,
That's not
I
going to be his
know.
cause of death.
Like he's just gonna be in the middle of the fight with Kaido. He's like, oh shit, that was the last one, and then he just
Yeah.
dies.
The only time I can think of something that's even remotely like that is like almost like Gon in Hunter x Hunter with like in Chimera Ant arc and the
Yeah.
arc after that. But even that's like not.
Oh my God. But then it's like it just Don't even get me started because they fuck it up so bad. Like
Oh,
it
you
had
don't
so
like that?
much potential.
Okay.
Well, no, I think it was great, but then like he just and like in the next arc, like with like Killua's sister, like he just like gets a get out of jail free card. Like it pissed me off so much. Um,
I honestly think that I'm 100% okay with that, and that'll be on our Hunter x Hunter podcast eventually. But when we read through Hunter x Hunter, yeah, that's the only time I could ever think of something like that, even like coming to fruition. But even that was like a very specific circumstance, and
yeah.
that's never gonna happen
Plus, there
in
was a
One
lot of
Piece.
setup for that.
Oh
There's a
yeah,
lot of setup
a
for
lot
that
of
too.
setup, and that's never gonna happen in One Piece. And yeah,
Yeah.
so it's completely meaningless. And overall, like I said, I liked her dialogue, and I didn't like her dialogue and her kind of thing, but I do agree with Luke when you say it is consistent. I do remember her saying that quite a bit with like, "Watch out, Kaido! You have to dodge this attack. It'll get you."
Stronger than they look.
Yeah,
These young whippersnappers. Yeah,
yeah.
it's been consistent.
I don't like her um her talk. Sometimes we'll go into like what the fuck were the little elf people from Dressrosa called? Sometimes it'll go
The
into that
Tontada.
territory with like, yeah, the Tontada, where it's like, you whittle brat, I'll fucking kill you, and it's just like, please stop. I fucking hate that shit. Holy shit.
Yeah, I don't like it when they it obviously is something else in Japanese,
Yeah, I
but
don't know how
like
they
they're
do that
just
in
trying to like oh
Japanese.
they have like a speech quirk and they're like just try to adapt it to like the
Yeah.
parallel. I would just rather have it be normal and then with like a little note or something saying she's talking weird.
Yeah. But yeah, this fight's pretty cool, and getting to see Big Mom go quote unquote all. I think she says literally like,
I
I've got to go
love the
all out.
panel where she's like ripping out all the souls.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, that's a great
so
panel.
cool. And then obviously
Yeah.
the panel with her in front of Kid in Law.
Yep.
But
All of her guys have like the crazy eyes.
mhm.
Yeah, yeah, good stuff.
All the homies.
All the
They got
homies.
they got the sharp teeth and the crazy eyes. Yeah.
Looking
Um,
mighty strong.
we're definitely gonna see. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning more towards at this point that she's gonna bite the dust this chapter, but I feel like that would really take away from from the Giants. Her
I don't
backstory
know.
is
I really don't think that she's gonna die. I don't think so.
she's going all out.
I think she might be defeated but not die.
Okay.
Uh, I don't know. I just think that like she's been built up as being like so invincible, and like
So is Kaido.
yeah, but she hasn't taken nearly as much damage as Kaido. Kaido's been
Yeah.
fighting for like the entire raid
Yeah, I
basically.
suppose. Yeah.
Um, and these awakened like I mean I don't really know what Kid and Law could pull out that's like stronger than Awakening. They like kind of just made it say. I mean I know like Kid is
Can
saying
you
like oh
imagine if they
we're not
pulled some
holding
other
back.
bullshit out?
Yeah, I know.
I
know
got the
like
Super Mega Max Awakening. It's like the
oh my
Super
God.
Saiyan level 5.
Yeah, no,
I
that would
would
be horrible.
I think what I would love
As
to
if
see is
Awakening wasn't bad enough.
I kind of talked about it with Kid's combo attacks potential, like some kind of combo attack between Kid and Law, with like some kind of thing, maybe like putting metal in her body and then messing around with that metal or something like that would be fucking like some kind of like synergy between the two, because
Or if they
um,
pull out the picture of Mother Caramel.
he makes it magnetic.
He rooms it all the way from Whole Cake
Yeah.
and then just breaks it.
No, no, no. She
And
turns into a magnet, and then it's such a strong magnet. It just like comes all the way from fucking the frame gets attracted all the way from whole cake, and
oh my God, that'd be
it smacks
amazing.
her right in the face, and then
And she breaks it with her arm in hockey
and then
because
they
it's going so
yeah,
fast.
and then she starts
And
crying
then
and just leaves.
yeah, well then they would do their awakening attack and then it would actually work this time or something. I don't
Yeah,
know. But yeah, I mean I don't know. I just think that she's too strong for them. I don't buy it.
yeah,
Even the two
Going
of
with
them
the
together.
magnet thing, if they get in trouble, he can always just like make it the same poles and she'll fly away.
yeah. I'm kind of curious if he does the repulsion thing at some
Well,
point.
now she's bigger, mom. So I don't know if like the poles will work. Now, okay, now no. What's gonna happen? What needs to happen is the big sword. He's gonna get the big sword now because she got even bigger. So like a big sword would be perfect for Big Mom.
Yeah, True.
The big sword. You know, I talked
Big
about the big
sword.
sword. Like
The
it's
big
coming.
sword.
It's coming.
It's coming. But yeah, that
Oh
fight's
yeah.
going. I think it's gonna be wrapped up probably relatively soon. Like they seem to. That seems to be getting towards its climax.
Yeah, I would agree. She got her bigger mom going. We saw them do Awakening.
Yeah.
I have a
Yeah.
feeling I have a feeling there'll be like 2 or 3 more chapters full.
Yep.
Yeah. Not the whole chapter for any of
No.
them.
Right. It's gonna be like the same thing this was with like half a chapter, and then we'll see someone else go.
Yeah.
Hmm. And
And what
then
we see after that is
yeah,
our friends,
yeah, we kind of talked about
Apoo and
this
Drake.
a little bit more. Um,
Yeah.
and
It's like he figured out the attack or something
I
that
figured out
he has to be
literally every single time Appu is fighting, I figured out how your attacks work. I just gotta not listen.
yeah.
No, but this is a bit more in depth than that, but still, it's I don't know. Appu is kind of a meme character for me at this point.
I don't know. I think he's funny.
I, I
I like his little things at the end of his sentences, like boom, scratch, check it out.
I also like how he's like getting more and more angry when people like everyone's figuring out his power and he's like, "Fuck!" Like
yeah,
everyone's figuring out my
it's like my
power.
devil fruit
Yeah.
fucking sucks.
Like stop figuring it out.
Maybe he
You're
should
giving the game away, dude.
maybe he should just maybe he should just choose to awaken. How about that, bud?
Yeah, just make the decision.
Yeah.
Why don't you just awaken, man?
Yeah, figure it out.
Wake up.
um so yeah, so they're fighting and kind of like we talked about earlier with Yamato just being like, "Get the fuck out of my way," and then she beats the shit out of is it Apoo, and then he makes the mental decision. Oh, I've gotta play my cards right here. He's like, "Oh no, 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 I'm not with Kaido." Or no, that's X
Yeah.
Drake that says that, right? I've abandoned Kaido too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
sorry, that's
it's
X Drake that says that.
yeah,
But I'm
they
sure,
they're
I'm
both
sure, I'm sure Appa would say the same thing because he's kind of made the
yeah.
mental decision as well, going forward that he's got to use Kaido to his advantage, and that would probably meaning
Yeah.
betraying him.
Also, we now know Otis foreshadowed it. He said, "Damn it, I can't miss this chance to get Yamato on board." So we all know that Yamato is going to
Oh,
join Apu's crew. It's going to be great. Uh, she's just going to be on the party boat the whole time. It's going to be epic. I think she's a natural fit for
she's a
Apu's crew.
natural fit, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's going on, and kind of meanwhile, Yamato is still running, type of thing, but also with some extra Apu flavor.
Yeah.
Um, and we've kind of discussed that
Barren
before.
corpse.
Yeah,
Yeah. Baron Corp.
Baron Corpse is a pretty goated name. I will be honest. It's one of my favorite
Yeah.
nicknames in the story. Um, but this is more of the CP0 stuff, and I really like the panel of not. Sorry, Nico Robin. I was calling him Nami. Holy shit, Kyle would have killed me.
Oh.
The panel of Nico Robin running away with the two daunting CP0 figures in the background. Fucking, it's such a small panel, but like really look cool to me for some reason. Just caught my eye,
Yeah.
like because we saw like pretty much the exact same pose between the two. Those two just standing with their height difference. Previously with them masked. So now to see this in the next chapter with just silhouetted across the back with these two running away was cool to me. I don't know, just kind of struck a nerve for me.
That's something that Oda is good at. It's just like even in the little panels, he can put in just expressive little moments like that.
Yep.
They're fun.
Um, and yeah, so this is kind of going into what we talked about earlier with leading probably towards a Brook fight. So pretty excited for that.
Yeah. And also Robin specifically says the masked agents are really strong, which could definitely be hyping them up for a fight.
Yeah, and hyping it up
So
for Brook is actually pretty strong.
So the translation I'm looking at says they're in a class of their own.
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Even
don't know if that means they're strong.
I think probably. I mean,
It,
she says even among the elites of CP0, the masked agents are in a class of their own. I feel like that she's kind of saying like they're the best of the best.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it definitely could be just more unique than
Well,
the
well,
other ones,
because yeah,
but
CP0 are assassins essentially. So
So yeah, maybe they're like different from the rest of them in some way, but
it could be really
yeah,
cool if they were like something different, something just more unique and maybe not specifically stronger. But
just like
well,
really stealthy or
yeah,
something. That's what I was thinking when I read that.
okay. Yeah, I would actually very curious what the official translation says, but yeah, that could be a few angles between the two. Because I feel like if they hype them up to be too strong, then I would worry for Brook. Because Brook is considered to be strong. He's like pretty middle probably in the crew rankings.
Mhm.
Maybe after Robin and Jinbei, maybe. I'm trying to think of who
Hmm.
else. Everyone else in the crew. He I don't know. He's kind of in that Robin Jinbei tier where
he's
he's strong.
definitely in like the not the strongest, but
Yeah,
he's
he's in the
he can
middle
fight.
for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm curious to see because if they keep hyping up how strong these characters are, and he beats them, then like okay, Brooks doing pretty good for himself. But
Yeah, I think they might just be trying to like hype him up because we haven't really seen them do anything.
yeah,
Like normally characters, like I feel like this is actually a little bit of like I don't know, kind of a lazy way to do it because most of the time it's like characters are hyped up because they like enter doing something really cool. But these guys have just been talking on the radio the whole time, you know?
yeah,
So I feel like if Brook were to beat him now, I'd be like, okay, like these guys could have just been like recon level CP0 dudes. Like they might have just been like not fighters, you know?
yeah,
So
yeah. And
I don't know.
I was kind of like thinking about it earlier with like how they're gonna like show us the strength with Brook fighting these people, and I guess that him telling us that they're strong kind of before that is one way to do it, but how to really put the stakes on the fight, and I guess that'll probably be done with
Yeah.
them stealing Robin and him having to fight them to get her back or something like that. But I hope they don't just steal Robin. I hope something happens because if she's just like a damsel in distress, that'd be pretty lame.
I really hope. I really hope we get a Brook booster, like something to make him stronger. I don't know if he's got some kind of power up coming up.
I think he's due for it.
Oh
He's like
yeah,
the
he
I
could
he's like the
I
only
awaken
person.
imagine he
awaken his
does.
revival fruit, and then he just
He has
brings everyone
infinite
back to life.
lives. Oh.
Yeah.
No, he's the only one in the crew that hasn't gotten anything this chapter. I
Right.
guess
He hasn't
Usopp
gotten anything in a long
I mean,
time
Usopp
since
didn't get
time
that
skip.
much.
Usopp got what did he get? What did he
Usopp and
get?
Nami did not get that much. I mean,
No,
they like literally.
Nami got one of Big Mom's crew. What do you mean? That's a big power up.
Well, I get. Oh, you talking about like when she like yeah,
She literally
but
stole Napoleon, or not Napoleon. What's his name?
uh Zeus.
Zeus.
Yeah, that's true. But that kind of happened last arc, and we just kind of like got confirmation that he's here to stay this arc.
That's a big power up, though.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
he's more willing to be
Oh,
there, and she's
okay. You're
not.
talking about power ups. I thought you were talking about like fights, because like Nami didn't really get a fight. Like I would
No,
not
no, no.
No, I'm
consider.
I'm thinking.
talking about power ups.
Yeah.
Brook hasn't gotten anything since time skip.
Well, I don't think
Yeah.
Usopp
Okay.
hasn't
If we're talking
gotten.
about power ups, then yeah.
Well, I think everyone in this just the raid, I think has gotten a power up during the raid. Besides, Luffy has not.
Besides Brook.
Luffy has not gotten a
Well,
power
I
up.
guess Luffy has gotten
No,
many
he did.
power ups already.
No, but
He got
he got a
he
power
got
up
the
earlier in the arc, but he hasn't got a power
no. He got like the
this.
Conqueror's coding or whatever.
Right.
No, but I'm saying not during the raid though.
No, that was
Yes, he
during the raid.
did.
That was on the
Yeah.
rooftop.
Oh, that was on the rooftop. Yeah, I'm stupid.
Yeah.
I'm stupid. Anyway, but Brook has not gotten one, and I guess Usopp has. Has Usopp gotten one?
Usopp hasn't really either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chopper got
No.
one, kind of ish, but
Did he?
Yeah,
he
he's
he
got the drugs that'll keep him
he got the
on the
whole
monster point
yeah
longer.
he got the whole like
Oh.
that thing, and but he also got like the whole mini arc, not a mini arc, mini thing with him like curing all the people with Queen's
I don't
poison.
consider that a power up. I
Yeah,
consider
I don't
him
know.
having the drug that'll keep him in the monster point
It was showing
longer
him to
a
be a bit more
power up.
competent than we're used to seeing with Chopper, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. I think he's just returned to how he was before the time skip. Like,
Either way, I'd like to see Brook get a power up.
Yes, yes. I think we're all in agreement
Yeah.
that we'd like to see Brook get some kind of
Yes.
power up.
just pull something else out of his sleeve.
He
Yeah.
could be due for something. I don't know what it would be. I'm trying to think of something thematic that could happen because like his whole themes are obviously music. He's got like an ice theme going. Obviously, his dead crew has it like that kind of whole backstory as his theme with Laboon and everything.
I'm,
I don't know
I'm
how
gonna say,
I don't know like
I'm
anything
gonna
any of that
say,
plays into it though.
if anyone has a chance of having an awakened devil fruit, it would be Brook because he's had the longest out of maybe anyone in the One Piece
That's
universe
true.
to 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 be in tune with his devil fruit.
He's gonna take a year out of his lifespan to get this awakened devil fruit. Oh wait, he's fucking up. What is he like 150 years old or something?
Oh my
Yeah.
God, that would be so funny if Brooke said something along those lines.
That'd be
Like said,
so fucking
I'm
funny.
taking my life. Oh wait, just kidding, I'm already dead.
Yeah, he just makes a skull joke out of it. I'm gonna take 1 year of my lifespan out of this. Just kidding. I'm already fucking dead.
That would be
Oh,
great.
that would be so. I don't think he'll do it, but yeah. Brooks already probably my favorite Straw Hat, so that would definitely cement
He's
that.
up there. Yeah.
He's up there.
Yeah,
He's really good in certain aspects for sure. Like
yeah. So
he's
we're all
just
in
he's
agreement
really
that Brooke probably deserves a power up at this point, and and
Yes.
then yeah, going into the last section of the chapter, we get a bit more with Sanji getting his power ups. Overall, I think I like this direction. I don't know if I liked it like super like I don't know if I liked it a lot, but I liked the kind of thematic direction that Sanji went with this. So Sanji's fight with Queen, he's kind of running. We last left off with Sanji running away from Queen, and he's kind of like, I don't know what the fuck's happened to me. I've been feeling weird after I put on the raid suit the second time, and this was nice because it confirmed like the raid suit was the thing that triggered his transformation, and it shows that he's got like this inner conflict going on, which they showed last time. But I like the overall thematic choice between the thing, and the fact that he literally like destroys the raid suit was interesting. I think I liked it because we kind of had that debate or that talk last time where it was like, well, he could have just had the raid suit as his power up or this, and like this is kind of like him very
Making a choice.
yeah, him making a choice while also not really making a choice where he's like I I don't want to be part of the German 66 background. I am destroying this raid suit, but I know this transformation might make me into the thing my father wanted me to be, um, without my choice, and he makes the choice that if he is unable to make that choice, that Zoro will kill him, or Zoro should kill him. And I like that. I really like that thematic choice because it plays into Sanji's backstory, and um, I don't know. I like the fact that he literally just destroys the raid suit. That was probably my favorite part of Sanji's whole situation so far. Because like as much as I like the raid suit, the fact that its existence kind of called into question a whole lot of things for me, and we've talked about that ad nauseum probably. But him destroying it, I like
With
that.
with what we had building on Sanji, I like the way this played out.
Yeah, I think the existence of his new powers and the raid suit at the same time was always
We could have avoided a lot of this, but I mean, with
yeah.
considering we already had it, it's done. This is like best case scenario for me.
Yeah, I think I honestly don't know what best case scenario for me, but it is a better case scenario for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious what Kyle thinks because I know
I
he's got heavy opinions on where Sanji's at right now.
yeah, I mean, okay, I think that like um okay, first of all, like I have literally not tricked at all by the fact that like he thinks that he like hit the girl or whatever. Like that just is not
Yeah,
true. Like
that's not
there's
a thing. Yeah.
like you guys didn't talk about it because it literally like I have not tricked. Like I'm sure you
No.
guys weren't either.
No.
Um yeah. But then as far as like him like being okay, well also like his eyebrow is switched, I guess, which is
Yeah.
like I guess that indicates that like he is now awakened,
It's similar to his
for lack
brothers.
of a better word.
Yeah, it's similar to
He
his
has
brothers.
he has the same powers as the rest of them or whatever. But yeah, I mean honestly, I would still like I just think it's dumb that like he didn't just end up using the raid suit. Like why didn't he just use the raid suit? Like why does he have to like have these inherent powers? Like he I think that like this is almost like you said, it's like he's not making a choice because he's basically like he doesn't have any say over whether or not he has the powers. He just has them. But like I guess he's making the choice to like destroy the raid suit or whatever. But I think it could have been a more meaningful like character thing for Sanji if he was like, you know what, like the raid suit is something that like associates me with like my past and like the people that I like, my family, which I don't like and stuff. But I know that it can make me stronger, and like I know that like I can better fight for my captain if I use it, and like I'm confident enough in myself that like I can, resist whatever temptation there is, and like I know that like I can still be myself while using something that was given to me. Like I think that would have been better than this, where he's like basically saying like he's still on the same like mindset of like fuck you, dad, like I'm not going to take this extra power. I don't know. I think it's like it's really weird that like we got this power up that he's now destroying, and now it's pretty much confirmed that the entire point of the power up was just to like give him another power up. It's like a really like roundabout way of doing this.
Yeah,
Um,
I think
it feels weird.
that's definitely what Luke and I were talking about with like you said, it's roundabout. It could have been done in such a different way that would have been,
Yeah,
for me at least, made a lot more sense.
yeah,
Kind of going into the raid suit stuff, for me mentally, this chapter made me think like, okay, genetically, him and his siblings all have these powers, and he didn't. He supposedly had these, supposed to get these powers, but he didn't have them when he was younger. So dormantly, these powers were supposed to be with him this whole time, and then it was awakened by the raid suit. So like with him, so first when he gets to the raid suit, he gets the invisibility power and everything like that. It's like that's like a pretty big power up, and like this chapter like helped me with that because like it showed at the very end he goes invisible, which without the raid suit, which means that like all the powers that he had during the raid suit, he was probably supposed to have when he was a kid or when he was training with his siblings. He just didn't have them until the raid suit awakened them. And like that's okay in itself, but with him destroying the raid suit, and like you said, he could just easily say, "Well, I'm gonna need to be the strongest that I can." Honestly, like maybe it's a weird comparison, but it kind of reminded me of like Lord of the Rings, like the ring. Like the more Frodo wears it, the more he loses his sense of self because the more like the heavier the ring gets, the more he becomes devoted to the ring, and by the end of it, like he's not Frodo anymore. He doesn't want to destroy the ring. He puts it on and tries to run away. Um, I kind of got the same vibe as Sanji, where he's like, I've put this thing on twice now, and it is awakened my powers, and it has had a very noticeable physical impact on me, and I fear that if I put it on anymore, I will be losing more and more of myself. Like the more I put this on, the more I embrace my past, the more I will lose my emotions, the more my eyebrow will get curlier, the more maybe he'll get stronger, but he's going to lose more and more of himself. But so by destroying it at this point, he's saying I don't want that transformation to continue. I want to reject my past, and I want these powers to be. Maybe I have these powers now, and maybe I will end up losing my sense of self. But by destroying this, I can't have those. If that transformation is still occurring, I can't let that transformation continue. That's the mental parallel I made when I read this chapter, and
Comparison, yeah, I like it.
maybe it's a very strange comparison, but that's the immediate comparison that jumped to me.
Yeah, I think it works pretty well in this situation.
Yeah, and they did very well might go more into it because it's not clear that the more he puts it on, it's going to be affecting him more. But the fact that he's put it on twice now and he's noticed changes every time is,
Mhm.
I don't know, or not every time, just the second time. But that's enough to cause concern.
Right, and we've certainly seen Sanji in life endangering fights before. It's not like he hasn't pushed himself to the limits before.
Yeah, yeah, yep.
The only thing here that has changed is that he has put on that Germa 66 armband.
Hmm.
yeah. I'm also literally Queen when he says, "I wanted to see you morph." Like that's literally
Yeah.
me. I
with
wanted to
with the
see him morph.
heart, yeah,
I
with
I
with the
yeah
heart.
yeah
I
I
actually kind
yeah.
of like wanted to see like Frankie redesign it or something
Oh,
so that it
for
was
sure.
no longer like Germa branded,
Yeah,
and it was like that would be like Sanji like taking control of his own identity.
yeah.
Like that would have been sick.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like bummed that that's no longer a
I
possibility.
feel like I feel like we've talked about that potential future for so long, and that was definitely like I like the choice of him destroying it, but like I feel like in my mind I was thinking about all the times we've talked about, oh, I can't wait till Frankie tricks the shit out of this
I
thing. I
know.
was
I
just
actually
like,
thought it was a sure thing.
Yeah,
I'm so
yeah.
pissed.
I would honestly not be surprised if Frankie made it like his own raid suit, because like he's trying to get to that level. Like Frankie's whole thing is
He's
like
trying
he's
to
trying
get
to
to
get to
the
the level of
Vegapunk level.
he's trying to get
Yeah.
to the Vegapunk and I'm drawing a blank on Sanji's dad's name.
Judge.
Judge.
Vinsmoke.
Yeah, he's
Judge.
trying to get the Judge Vegapunk level. So the natural progression for him to get to that level would, I think, being like building his own version of a raid suit for Sanji could still be on the table. So
Yeah.
I'm
It
maybe
very
that
well
maybe that's
could.
just maybe that's some pure hopium right there, but like
Yeah, that's copium. I don't
that's
know. I
some
mean,
copium.
even if he did that, then I'd be like, why did we waste so much time on the raid suit then? Like, if you're just gonna give him another one,
Yeah.
like I would be like, what the fuck, Oda?
I would still be okay
No,
with
I'd be
Frankie making him a raid suit, man.
well, yeah,
Oh, I
Frank.
mean, I'd be okay with it. I'd be
Yeah.
like, okay, look, you've salvaged it, but I would be like, I would. There's no way
Like,
that
well,
Oda would
yeah.
have planned that. If
No.
that's the case, like if Oda had was just like, oh yeah, Frankie's gonna make him a raid suit. So the
Yeah.
best way to do that would be to like introduce the idea of Sanji having a raid suit by like giving him one, and then like he destroys it. Like that just is so roundabout. Like this whole thing,
Bravo, Oda.
yeah,
Frankie had enough time where Sanji already had the raid suit, where Frankie would have been like, "Oh, that's really interesting. Let me check it out."
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Frankie's been cooking up some ideas in the old lab.
Yeah.
um,
Or like they could have just told him about like his siblings or whatever, and then he's like, oh, they had raid suits. Like I'm gonna make one for you. Like that would
yeah.
work too.
Why don't you just
Um,
use this raid suit I made previously?
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, so like I said, overall, I like the direction that Sanji's story has gone with this chapter. Overall, it could have been done in a smoother way, but I personally, and yeah, anytime we get more
It's a big old
Queen,
clusterfuck.
anytime we get more Queen freaking out about technology is always good.
Yeah, I do love
Yeah.
Queen,
And then yeah, I guess we should talk about the end of that with him,
and I'm literally rooting for Queen, by the way, like in this fight.
which you'll be sorely disappointed at, I'm sure. But yeah, I going into the end of that fight, I do like obviously like they're rivals, Zoro and Sanji, but you always get the hint of they
They
respect each
got
other
some
and
bromance. They
they got
got
they
some
got
Oh, it was so
understanding.
good. I know it was
yeah.
really good.
I like
I
Yeah.
liked
that
it.
direction especially with him being like, if I do succumb to this internal training or internal genetics, just fucking put me down. Like that
Yeah.
was I like that
That
a
was
lot.
dope.
And
I
then him
love it.
saying,
And
"You better not die before then." Like that's, yeah, fuck
It
yeah,
was
yes.
so good. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I
No,
agree.
actually,
That's
really good.
perfect.
yeah.
Yeah. And then he's like, "Fuck you, Queen. I'm gonna kill you."
The hell
Um,
memories. I can't remember when the last time he's only used that once, I think, before.
I think he used it like in Fishman Island because it's like it's
He
hell
used
memories. He's
the
remembering the Okama
Ivankov,
Islands.
yeah. And this time it's like actual hell memories with him remembering his past. That's a pretty cool move to bring back at this point, for sure.
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I do want to point out that this entire like the conversation with Zoro, like using hell memories, this could all be possible if he had just made the conscious decision to put on the raid suit instead of like this weird roundabout shit. So, yeah, still a clusterfuck, but at least there's some good stuff. So, and it,
There's
it was
there's
it ended the chapter on a good note.
Oh
So
yeah.
I'm
yes.
Yes.
I'm good with
There's
that.
certainly imperfection, but
Yeah.
uh there's it's good.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
also like seeing that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Obviously, it's a very brief glimpse, but Zoro's still holding his own against King, which is cool.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I'm still, I I'm a little worried that like we're not gonna get like a real samurai fight. I really want like King to just like be like, okay, fine, I'll fight you on your level, and then like just like have like a samurai fight for a little bit because like it's just the fucking samurai island, dude. Like
yeah.
Zoro's a samurai. Like
I
he needs a real samurai
I
fight.
saw a comment about that, which I agree with, and like obviously we can't. This it's way too far to change anything, obviously. But
Uh-huh.
Sanji, like Whole Cake was a Sanji arc, and for Sanji to
Yeah.
get so much development in this arc, where it's
Yeah.
very obviously set up to be a great place for a Zoro arc, and Zoro is getting an arc, but like it's so
little
much
bit.
focus on Sanji during this last fight that we've got to be either either you can be of the opinion like why is Sanji getting this opinion he shouldn't be getting this show, or you're of the opinion where okay maybe that just means Zoro's setup is going to be insane and like we're going to get some
Yeah,
crazy payoff for Zoro in this arc because
it
he's
could happen, but
yeah
time's running out. The clock is ticking.
yeah I'm just
So
waiting for King to like transform back into like his human form, pull out a sword, and be like, actually, I was like in some way, like actually, I was nerfing myself this whole time. My real training was from fucking my master. You might know him.
yeah,
His
yeah,
name
he
is
could be like,
John Mihawk.
Yeah.
he'll just be like, oh, like I always, I fight dirty because like I don't want to like use my true fighting style against against nobodies, but
yeah,
you're no nobody. Like that would be sick.
yeah,
Like I
like
want that, and then
yeah,
I want a gritty ass samurai fight where Zoro is just like pushed to his limits. Because like literally can't remember the last time it's happened. Probably the last time that happened was against Ryuma
yeah.
in Thriller Bark. So please, Oda, please.
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 Yeah.
Um,
So really good end of the chapter. Um,
yeah, I like the bromance. Good character moment.
yeah, I'm
Yeah,
expecting a
we've gotten a lot of that this arc.
yeah. I agree.
Sanji carrying Zoro around in the cross,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
they're always talking about like we're gonna win this, right?
yeah.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like their bromance.
All right. I think that'll pretty much do it for us. But is there a break next week? Did it say?
Didn't
I
say.
didn't say,
Didn't say. Let me see if I can
so
find it
I
really
don't
quick.
know.
But I mean, if there is, then obviously there won't be an episode. But if there isn't,
Yeah.
there might be an
What do you
episode.
guys think for next chapter? What do you think? Who's getting the spotlight next
I
chapter?
think we're moving away from the Sanji Zoro stuff because it seemed like a pretty big climax. I think it might be a bit more of a low-key chapter, but at the same time, I don't know. I feel like all these chapters are kind of not low-key chapters, so
I think we're getting the earlobe guy.
oh no. It better be a meme fight.
Yeah. I don't know. I actually could see like another Sanji chapter, like after this. Like this was like his like conflicted chapter, and the next chapter could be like the beatdown.
I
Maybe
could
he
see
finish
it, yeah. While
like
while
he
we're on the
finishes.
Sanji groove, just finish it
Yeah,
out, finish off Queen, and then we can move
yeah,
on. Yeah.
Yeah, I
yeah,
could see that. Queen definitely needs to get. I think the Queen will definitely be getting finished off before King, because like just power scaling wise,
yeah,
or like
yeah.
Yep.
I
Yep.
think I think he might get finished off before we even return to the King fight in any meaningful capacity.
hmm
Yeah.
Um, and if we do get another Queen next chapter, I really hope he uses another wacky move because that's what I'm looking for Queen. I want
yeah,
that. I want
uh-huh.
zany shit because he's a zany guy and he's the best. And I'm gonna be so bummed when he gets beat. It's gonna be so sad.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm kind of hoping he takes like a. I'm trying to think of like other characters that have kind of taken a meme role after they've been defeated, but I guess Buggy's like the
oh,
one
there's
that's obviously, but I don't know. I feel like
Wapple.
yeah, Wapple. I don't know. We'll see what he. That's a long ways away, I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
He'll
Oh,
get a cover
Caribou.
story.
Caribou had a meme role after he got
He was
defeated.
always a meme.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
All
but
right.
he's even more of a meme now. They're not even trying to paint him as a threat.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, that'll do it for us. And I still can't find if there's a break next week, but we'll find out when next week rolls around, I'm sure. So,
yeah,
yeah. Catch you guys next time.
cool.
Peace.
Bye.
Get out.